cannot wait. All right, so I think it's safe to say we're putting some technology in this car. And really for me and the guys, like, technology comes with design as well. So it's not just, adding 7 modules like we've done in this one, and adding paddle shifters and an LS and all that resto mod stuff. Like, if you're going to do all that modern stuff, you've got to bring a little bit of modern touches on the design side and the outside. And as you can see here, we've got this aftermarket spoiler that's kind of got this little dip here, which is, this wasn't a thing back then. It's just more of a modern style design. And we've also, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up fully, but it probably will in some B-roll, is we've Cerakoted all the exterior trims. Any chrome that was more than just a thin piece, so like around the windows and not really many places, honestly, around the front grille. There's some little thin lines of chrome. We left those alone. But anything big, bumpers, these side markers, mirrors, doors, we Cerakoted. So it's got a modern look. It still looks like the 69 Camaro that it is, but we've added a few modern touches on the design side to match the technology side that this is getting. So let's dive into those a little bit more. All right, so after that montage, can you name the part or parts that were not originally in a 1969 Camaro? You'd be correct. That is all of them. They're all new. Everything's new. Well, actually, the windshield wiper motor.
Nope.
That's original.
That's OEM.
That's OEM. Style, but new. And really, we didn't like reinvent the wheel. It's still got an alternator. It's still got a radiator. Still got a motor. It's just, they're a little more than they were in 1969.
Better, that's all.
Better, yeah. I guess the elephant in the room is the motor and transmission, and we haven't really talked about it a whole lot. We've talked about it being an LS3, and I think we even talked about the transmission, but are you as unexcited as I am to get that 8L90 tuned?
No, I'm stoked. I like tuning. I think it's great.
I'm stressed about it, I'll tell you that much. We've been assured by our vendor on the 8L90 retrofitting, so essentially kind of like our EV stuff. We take Tesla motors and put new boards in it and speak a new language so that it does the mechanical parts based off this new software that we use. And that's essentially what we're doing with that 8L90, because they don't make anything, GM doesn't, that's not just the standalone harness that you pull out of a motor or out of a car and put in another one and just go. Do customized inputs and the paddle shifters that you saw me playing with earlier. To get all that to work, you got to do some aftermarket software to get it all to work. Now, it's confusing with the 8L90 because it's got internal solenoids and internal computer kind of that are electronic and do work off of the modules that speak to it. But I guess you can just tell by all that explanation, I'm a little like, okay, I'll believe it when I see it. The engine though, that's gonna be pretty easy. LS3, just a base LS3 that's been gone through, rebuilt. A little bit of a cam in it, nothing crazy. It's got plenty of performance adders on it. We'll have a tune on it, which will be a pretty roadworthy conservative tune. The headers look nice. I don't know how much power they'll add, but
It's shiny, at least 20, 30.
Yeah, at least 20, 30.
Go fast chrome,
Go fast chrome. What else is new up here?
Like you said, what's not?
Yeah, the radiator's gonna flow a lot better. Way more cores probably than came from factory.
Inner fender wells, they're not new.
Nope, they're original. But rack and pinion, you had fun with that.
New
How'd
rack
that
pinion.
go?
It's always a pain in the neck, yeah.
So, I had a gearbox over there, and we actually, the holes for our bracketing that hold the knuckles and everything, those holes like lined up perfectly, didn't
Yeah, it worked out great.
That's the only part that worked out great there because it had 3 pivot points and kind of a weird place for that rack and pinion up under there behind the motor and behind the cross member.
Pretty far back and some severe angles, but that's the one thing that kind of went smooth on the car.
Yeah.
Of all things, so.
Right. And then, of course, a fancy aftermarket intake, cold air intake as well. You know, all new accessory drive. That's the modern technology. You know, this air conditioning compressor is much better than whatever came on it as an option in 1969, which I think it did have the factory air on there because there's little holes cut out for the air. But really, you know, like I said, we added 7 modules to this thing. The motor, 2 for the transmission, the HVAC system, the paddle shifters have their own, the gauges have their own. Oh, then there was a gauge interface. So the gauges interface with the Holley over CAN.
You need a translator to talk to everything else.
So now we're not putting like 2 temperature sensors out here, one for the gauges and one for the Holley. It all integrates together, talks over CAN with each other. And again, see it when I believe it. You know, I'm not a believer in things are too good to be true because they usually aren't. There's usually some work and things. You know, the cruise control in that 50 Chevy was a pain in the butt.
Yeah, you guys struggled with that one a little bit, it seemed like.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of an optimist, so I think we'll be good.
Oh, we'll be good. It's just, what's it gonna take? Takes a lot with these custom cars though, and as you can see, this one's getting pretty darn close to the finish line.
Oh yeah, just a hop, skip, and a leap away.
It's been like this for a while, so the customer coming out a few times, you know, it doesn't look like a lot's moving forward, but stuff really is. You know, we had to get the neck on the upper neck on the radiator turned. And
yep.
It's had a lot of work done to it, but it looks exactly like it was the last time he came out. So stuff like that coming together. We're gonna fire this up pretty soon. Next video should be fired up. Might see a little video short of us firing it up. But yeah, we want to give you a little update on this one, kind of see where it's at. We'll probably jump more into the interior next time. Kind of go from there.
Yeah, sounds good.
Alrighty. Thanks for watching. Check you next time. Like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Boom, nailed it.